Get ready, guys. If you've been looking for a brand new smartphone experience, then you're gonna wanna stick around for this hot news. What's up, guys? Andrew Edwards here, editor-in-chief of GearLife.com. And if this is your first time here, this channel is all about the tech news, tech reviews, and tutorials. So if you're a big fan of tech and gadgets, be sure to hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss a video here. There's some big news in the tech world. Andy Rubin, the co-founder of Danger, if you remember the sidekick from many, many years ago. He's also the co-founder of Android, which is an operating system that many millions of people use on their smartphones and other devices on a daily basis. Well, he is back. Yes, Andy Rubin is back, the founder of Android, with a new company called Essential, and they just announced their first product. It's an Android phone called the Essential PH-1. Now, of course, since it's a brand new phone and a brand new company, it may have some trouble, at least initially, battling against Samsung and the Galaxy S8, of course, the Apple iPhone, LG devices, HTC devices, Huawei devices, etc. But this is definitely a flagship device. And if there's anyone out there who can make a splash with a brand new device in this day and age, it's probably gonna be someone like Andy Rubin. So let's cut to the chase and talk about the Essential PH-1. But before we do, did you notice the name there? PH-1, the number one. The number one is spelled O-N-E, so it's the P-H-O-N-E, the phone, the Essential phone. Get it? I thought that was pretty clever, but enough about the name. Let's jump into the specs and what exactly it is we can expect from this brand new smartphone. As I said earlier, this is a flagship device through and through. It's rocking the latest Snapdragon 835 processor. It's got 4 gigabytes of RAM built in. It comes with 128 gigabytes of onboard storage. That storage is not upgradable though. It's 128 gigabytes. There's no micro SD slot on the phone. However, by default, it's much more than the 32 gigabytes or 64 gigabytes that you'll typically find on other smartphones. As you can see on the front, the Essential PH-1 has a great looking edge-to-edge display that almost completely does away with the bezels. In fact, you have more screen real estate on the Essential PH-1 than you do on the current king of screen space, the Samsung Galaxy S8. That is pretty impressive. The display is 2560 by 1312 Quad HD and measures in at 5.71 inches. And one interesting feature of the display is the fact that it kind of curves around the front camera on the front of the device. Speaking of that front camera, it's an 8 megapixel sensor with an f2.2 aperture and a 16:9 aspect ratio for still photos, and it records video at up to 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, or 720p at 120 frames per second, which is fantastic for slow motion. Moving to the back, you'll notice that the Essential PH-1 sports 2 cameras on the rear, but they're each used for different purposes. You can switch between them on the fly, but probably not in the way that you're thinking. So what you have there is a pair of 13 megapixel cameras, one with an RGB color sensor and the other with a monochrome sensor. According to Essential, it uses both color and monochrome sensors that can capture up to 200% more light than traditional phone cameras. This results in stunning images that are rich in color and detail, even in low light. Essential says you can also use that monochrome camera by itself for true monochrome 13 megapixel photos, which should result in really nice high quality black and white pictures without the need for a filter. For those keeping track, the rear cameras sport an f1.85 aperture, hybrid autofocus that uses contrast, phase detection, and infrared laser assist all rolled into one, and the same video recording capabilities as the front camera that I mentioned earlier. To the right of the cameras on back is another standout feature of the Essential PH-1, that being the magnetic connection area that supports accessory add-ons. The main one that Essential is touting right now out of the gate is one of the smallest 4K 360-degree cameras that you've ever seen. It's held in place by the magnetic connection area, so you just snap it on when you want to use it and remove it when you're done.
The phone is your battery. It's providing power to the accessories. So I can really minimize what's in the accessory itself and make it in a form factor that users might want to bring to a concert. And all you do is pop it on like that. It powers up from the phone, and then all of a sudden you're taking 360-degree video. Yep, those are alignment pins. So when you mount an accessory on it, it's a very, yes, it's a magnetic accessory bus There's a very, very near field 60 gigahertz RF chip embedded in there. And what that gives you is it gives you wireless USB 3.0.
There's also a magnetic charging dock that's coming as well. So it sounds like Essential is thinking of different modular add-ons that can be used in that accessory area. It'll certainly be interesting to see what else they come up with, as well as what may be coming from third-party accessory makers as well. The last thing I want to touch on is the really cool build quality of the Essential phone. We've been used to seeing flagship phones launch with aluminum and glass, like this iPhone right here, aluminum, glass on front, or the Samsung Galaxy S8, glass on both sides with metal around it. That's what we've been used to seeing, and Essential is kind of changing that with the PH-1. Instead of aluminum and glass, they're using a mixture of titanium and ceramic for their smartphone body. The company says this makes the phone vastly more durable, and even showed the results of a corner drop test against the Galaxy S8 and iPhone 7, where the results were that all three phones survived the test, but the Essential PH-1 was the only phone to come out of it unscathed. No scratching, no denting, no discoloration, no nothing. Of course, we're gonna have to see how this performs ourselves in person, but it looks very promising.
But this is, I believe, the first cell phone that's made out of titanium. And the reason we did this is you saw it in the front when we have these kind of minimized borders. If I were to mill the phone out of a block of aluminum, it would bend in my pocket when I sit on it, right? So titanium is very strong, it's very lightweight. The back is ceramic. And the cool thing about ceramic, it looks completely different than anything you've ever seen. It's a mirror-like finish, and we also have a matte version. It's RF transparent, ceramic's RF transparent. So I don't have to have those kind of Band-Aid antenna lines that you've seen populating these phones.
Rounding out the rest of the device, as I mentioned earlier, the Essential PH-1 runs Android. It does have a fingerprint sensor on the back. It sports a 3040 milliamp hour battery on the inside, and it supports fast charging over its USB-C port. And by the way, no, there is no headphone jack on the Essential phone, but they will include an adapter in the box for the USB Type-C port, so you can use USB Type-C headphones, or you can use the adapter, which will then give you the ability to use those 3.5 millimeter headphones that you may still want to use. And rounding things out, it does support Bluetooth 5.0, the newest flavor, and also NFC. The Essential PH-1 is available to be reserved right now. It'll cost $699. It's available to reserve in black and white. There are two other colors coming. One is gray and another one is green and gold, which they're calling Ocean Depths, but those are not yet available for reservation. If you pre-order the 360-degree camera at the same time, that'll cost you an extra $50. If you want to buy that camera later, it'll actually cost $200. But now I want to hear from you guys. Are you intrigued by the Essential PH-1, the Essential phone? Are you going to pick one up? Are you going to stick with your tried and true brands and wait till they prove themselves? Let me know about your excitement level in the comments below, and I'll meet you there for further discussion. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. If you're excited about the Essential phone, let me know. And also don't forget, if you're new here, click or tap on my face when it appears here at the bottom of the display in order to subscribe for free to the channel so you don't miss any future tech videos. And if you want a notification whenever a new video goes live, just tap on that notification bell icon after you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. As always, guys, I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I'll catch you in the next video.